This has 108 megapixel camera, can shoot 8K video and is powered by the Snapdragon 865 with 5G. That's fine, but should you purchase this phone, and is this better than the OnePlus 8 Pro? Let's find out. I was using the OnePlus 5 for 3 years and it had two major problems. The battery life sucked and my microphone had stopped working. So Ritvik, how were you using your phone for calls? No one ever called me. So to fix this problem, I bought a new phone, the iQOO 3. Okay, it's the Mi-10. In case you're wondering why this is orange, I've wrapped this with a skin from Capes India.
So what's Capes India? Just Google Capes India, search for your phone, and now you can customize your phone according to your needs.
Initially, I wanted to get the OnePlus 8 Pro. But then I came across a YouTuber who had the OnePlus 8 Pro and had some display issues. He was very depressed. He was sad.
Really hard to recommend.
But I guess the views paid off. The new subscribers paid off and he's really happy. So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't buy the OnePlus 8 Pro. The closest phone having similar specs with wireless charging was the Mi-10. I picked it up from the nearest offline store. And exactly this was my initial impression.
Oh dear. This is huge and bulky.
I used it for a month and here is my review. I never loved watching movies on phones because the speakers were pretty mediocre and the display was okay. But this phone is a game changer. The stereo speaker instantly got my attention. The display was crisp and smooth like butter with 90 Hz and HDR10+. In short, this phone is pretty much built for media consumption. I don't want to bore you with the specs. Isme almost everything latest hai. And a huge battery which gets charged in 50 minutes. Fast charging is nothing new to me. Even my old phone had it. But yeah, a bigger capacity battery with the exact same charging time is a good sign. Speaking about the battery life, I get an average screen on time of 6 to 6.5 hours. While I used it extensively with Bluetooth on and GPS, I got about 4 to 4.5 hours, which is pretty good. Speaking about the cameras, इसमें तो बहुत सारे हैं 1 2 3 4 4 कैमरा. First thing which got my attention is actually the 8K video recording. For example, this right here is shot in 8K and is downscaled in post. The size is huge and definitely captures more details than 4K. The only downside, it lacks EIS, Electronic Image Stabilization. I hope with the software update, both 4K and 8K gets an EIS update. But yeah, OS hai. I'm sure it's not visible, but yeah. But if you are a content creator, yaar, le lo is phone ko. The clarity is crisp. Speaking of the number of cameras this phone has, I really don't know why manufacturers put macro lens on phones. They usually put really cheap sensors that doesn't even take good pictures. This is my request to all manufacturers. Don't add extra cameras that are useless just because you can flex it during marketing. Instead, put that money on something important like camera software optimization, just like Apple does. Let's speak about the main sensor here, the 108 megapixel sensor from Samsung. For example, my DSLR right here, yeah, that one has 24 megapixel. 108 megapixel is technically a
Gimmicks?
but has one advantage: natural bokeh. What you are seeing right here is not portrait mode, but normal mode. ये जो DSLR जैसा blur आता है, natural. But the best part, you get this even in videos. In the camera, there are two options. You can either take normal photos or 108 megapixel photos. Both are shot on the same sensor and just the resolution is different. and I could barely see any difference between the two. In short, if I need to speak about other cameras on this phone, like the ultra wide and telephoto, both are pretty good. Nothing flagship level as of such. It's comparable to the Redmi K20 Pro, which is half the price of this phone. Okay, the camera here also allows you to take photos and videos in Pro mode, which is great as users can have huge control over ISO, shutter speed, and all those technical things. Also, you can store those photos in RAW format and color grade them later. I haven't tried the Pro mode yet because I am noob. This has 20 megapixel selfie camera. Selfies here are very bad. I mean, this is a flagship phone from Xiaomi, and the selfie is nothing flagship level. It's mid-range. One of the underrated feature of this phone is the haptic feedback. For the people who don't know what's haptic feedback, when you're typing something, you get that subtle vibration and that feel. That's what is haptic feedback. I won't call it a feature, but it's pretty good here. Speaking of performance, the first question anyone asks, PUBG kaisa chal raha hai? It's good. Playing one classic match would end up consuming 6 to 7% of the battery, which is okay. Other things like RAM management is also done well in this phone. Most of them are concerned about heating issues in this phone. Is it present? Well, sometimes yeah, it gets warm. If you don't use your phone while charging or don't give a lot, you're good to go. I'm literally going. Now the main question is, should you purchase this phone? Let's analyze it and compare it with the other competitors in the same price margin. The iQOO 3. New brand, camera is decent and no 90Hz. Pass. ROG 3, maxed out heavy specs. Camera is just okay-ish. Now we are left with the OnePlus 8 and the Mi 10. OnePlus 8 is a complete package. You get a lot of amazing features bundled into a single phone, but for an extra 5,000 rupees, you get better cameras, better battery life, better RAM management, and fast wireless charging on the Mi 10. But I have two concerns with the Mi 10, the privacy and the price. In spite of government banning Clean Master, this phone still has it. Now the scarier part, the security app doesn't ask you for any permissions. It takes it without your consent. The price, I think price could have been more aggressive, and for a brand which is known to be making budget phones, this could have been a little cheaper. If you have any more questions about the phone, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to answer them. And you can send some money on Google Pay because subscribe and like bolna to bahut mainstream ho gaya hai. But yeah, if you don't have money to send, the least you could do is like and subscribe and press the bell icon as well. That's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.